Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Build a Mission. This will be a continuation from the previous tutorial number 5 where I cut it off short as it was getting too long. So without further ado, let's get back into the video. I hope you enjoy. Now this is a mission for the helicopters as it is right here. So the next thing we're going to do is go into our trigger menu. Okay, and you can see I already was playing around with it. We're going to delete this guy. And we're just going to delete and delete again. So what we want to do is there's a couple of different ways you can do this, honestly. I want to show you guys the whole shebang. So let's do once. We're going to have it be one time. Okay, and then the condition is going to be group alive. And we're going to find our Hueys. So the second someone enters, now we don't want this UH1 cargo. Okay, those are the statics. There it is. Oh, where are they? Oh, UH1H. There it is, the Huey. So when someone gets into the Huey, we're going to do flag on, or radio item add, excuse me. Radio item add for group. We don't want everyone to have this. We just want the Hueys to have this. Okay? And so we're just going to come down, find our Huey again. And now we're going to name the radio item. And this is what's going to pop up in the F10 radio menu. And we want this to be very specific. Okay? Because we're going to name it accordingly and we have to remove it accordingly. So we're going to call this Vabga. I hope I'm saying that right. I have no idea. Extraction. Okay, that way we know this is the Huey mission because it's an extraction. Flags. Flags, I want you guys to think of flags as buttons. They're things that are, how do I put this simply? I'm going to stick with buttons, okay? It's when you press the letter A on your keyboard, the letter A pops up in whatever text field that you happen to be typing in, right? When you press, Windows key and, I don't know, P or whatever, a certain command happens in Windows. That's activating a trigger or a flag. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Flags are a button. When I push flag 100, okay, and you can give it a value. When flag 100 is pushed, you can get 20 points. Okay, in this case, we're just going to leave it at 1. We're not worried about that right now. But we want flag 100, and what it's going to do is it's going to turn the flag 100 on. Which brings us to our next phase of the trigger. So the first event is when we're going to create a radio item when someone enters the UH1 Huey group, and it's going to add the group for the Vabga extraction, okay? Or add the radio item, excuse me. And what that radio item is going to do is turn flag 100 on. And so what we're going to do is going to do Vabga, and this time we want to be specific because, like I said, we may add something for the other jets. Extraction, and I'm just going to write act for activate. And the condition now is when flag is true. Okay, so true, false. It's think of true and false as on and off. Excuse me. So true, and now what flag are we talking about? Flag 100. And now, what do you want me to do when flag 100 is on? I want you to activate a group. And that's where we go to our Vabgas. Oh, that should have just been 3, but we can change the name on that. So we're going to do this. And the easy way to do this is because it's going to remember the previous sequence. So we're going to go Vabga and then clone, 2, clone again, and 4. Okay? Now, it can end right there, or you can do something a little different, okay? We can go new again, and we're going to go message to group. Not everybody needs to see it, just the Hueys. And I'm going to make this very, very boring and lame, but you guys can put it whatever you want. I will absolutely add this later, but this requires some thought. So we're just going to say Vabga extraction group operation activated proceed to Kobuleti and pick up special ops unit. I don't know. However you guys want to put this. Like I said, this is real quick, boring kind of crap. Clear view means that it will make sure that this message is never blocked by anything else. Seconds, how long do you want this message to display? And a start delay, how long from when this trigger goes active do you want to wait until the message appears? Okay, and where the start delay would work is if you were having multiple messages. So let's say the first message was a big briefing. Hey, we have this HVT that has been located at Vobga. We need you to acquire an extraction group and, you know, insert them into LZ at coordinates, blah, blah, blah. And then that's one mission. And then you want that mission to hold up for 30 seconds. So you have another one that gives you specific instructions. So you would want 35 seconds later, maybe 32 seconds later, another mission to come up. So we'd create a new one. We'd hit new, okay, and we'd go to message, or not mark to group, message to group, UH1 Huey. Type your message, orbit the area and provide, you know, close air support until the extraction unit is clear. Then extract the unit once they've reached the LZ and pull them out. And so in that case, you'd put the delay for this message at, you know, 32 seconds if you had the other message on for 30 seconds. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and I'm sure at some point we'll have an issue or a scenario like that where I'll demonstrate it, but this is pretty simple. And the final thing we need to do when flag 100 is on is we need to get rid of that radio menu because we've already triggered it, so there's no use in having the item in the menu. And this way, if someone else comes into your server later on, you know, a buddy comes in and they decide to do it, well, this mission's already been done, you know, you can come in and we can really make it intricate later and tell them that the mission is complete. But so we can go to radio item remove, and this is where we have to, and I don't remember exactly what we wrote, so I'm just going to put something simple in here. Oops, let's go up here, and yep, okay, and we're just going to copy it, make sure we get it right. Radio item remove, boom. And so now let's go take a peek and make sure all this works. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to jump into like an F18 or something and make sure that the radio item isn't there. Okay. Bring up our radio menu. Now notice there is no F10. This is where this is going to be found, is in the F10. F10 menu are user created radio items. So if there's no F10 there, that's a good sign. So now let's go into the Huey. And we hit, there's our F10, and you can see Vobga extraction. Press F1. We press that. Vobga extraction activated. Please proceed to Kobuleti to pick up special ops unit. We go to our F10 map, and there's everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, and you can hide these guys so they don't appear on the F10 map if you want. So how we would do that is simply go back into our, oh, let's check one more thing before we exit. And then if we come here, notice the F10 menu is now gone. And that's because the one radio item that we had available, we have used it, and we told it that once that flag was active, to remove the radio item. Okay, so that's how you set up a radio item or a radio activated trigger. And you can do that with anything, spawning groups, resetting the mission if you want. I mean, there's a bunch of things that can happen. I'll show you guys as we go through this. But let's go ahead and go to quit. So notice when the group activated, we were able to see these guys on the F10 map. If you don't want that, all you have to do is hidden on map. Okay, and now when we go to the F10 map after the group is activated, the players will no longer be able to see them on the F10 map. So the only way to spot them is to do the old-fashioned fly around and find them. But for right now, we'll leave them on since, you know, there's a lot of testing and teaching going on here. Now let's create our extraction group. So I have already created a template, and I already showed you guys how to do that. So, you know, get creative. So we're going to go add template. And we want USA, and we're going to find M4 8-man 2x2 and drop one in. Okay, and you can do as many of these as you want. Okay, and we're going to just kill that. And we're going to hit save here. And now we're going to grab these guys, and nice, it's already titled it because that was our previous one. So we're going to call this Vobga Extraction Team. And you can make one of these for each Helicopter, you can make more than one unit to drop off at 2 different locations. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with this. So, and the neat thing about these is that you can pick up more than one group, and then you feel the weight of that in the helicopter. So when we first take off from the FARP over there, the helicopter is going to feel, quote unquote, really light. When we pick these guys up, taking off after we pick these guys up, you're gonna be able to tell. You're gonna have to add quite a bit more power. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. Now what we want to do is go add a waypoint, and we want them to be relatively close to where they start. And actually, let's do that first. Let's do. I mean, it really doesn't matter because by the time these guys are active, we're going to be long gone, right? But we're going to do this. And then we're going to add a waypoint. Okay. And we're just going to have them sort of... And actually, let's make it even closer. I'm going to show you why in a minute. Like that. And then at waypoint 1, don't make it the starting waypoint, make it waypoint 1. I've found that there's been less problems by doing it like this. We're going to go to perform task and embark to transport. Okay. Now, notice you have this blue marker here. Anything inside this blue marker, once something comes inside this zone, the soldiers will run to the helicopter. So we're going to probably be landing our birds right about here, right? So let's go ahead and put that right about there. Okay. And vehicle group, okay? We don't want it to be any transport that comes through because, for example, if a truck comes through, anything like that, it will absolutely change that. So we're going to come here and we're going to go to UH1. Okay, and then you can change the zone size. That's this zone here. Okay, you can increase it or decrease it. All right. And that's it. And then you can continue adding your waypoints. So the first waypoint will be right in front of them. We'll pick them up in the helicopter. The helicopter will land in this zone. They'll run to the helicopter and embark, and I'll show you guys how that all works in the next video. And then waypoint 2 is going to be over here in the extraction zone, right? So where did we decide we were going to land these birds? Over here, right? So waypoint 2 is going to be here. And then at waypoint 2, we're going to do add. Actually, no, because we'll tell them to disembark. We don't actually need a command here. And they should automatically start firing. By the way, I would recommend setting them to excellent. But we're going to do an add. Waypoint, there we go. And which way do we want them to go? So we're coming here. I guess this way would make the most sense, right? Or we can get crazy, right? They're going to fight their way through. We're going to hopefully have all this squashed. Let's have them come down through the village. Try to dodge as many guys as they can, right? They are a covert team. Have them come through here. Okay, we're going to have to make sure as the pilots that we keep some of this area clean. And I guess we'll come up here. And let's have them use the buildings as cover. I think they can actually cut through here, in here, in here. Okay. So this is where this gets fun. Okay. Now waypoint 10, we're going to get rid of this group. It's not going to exist anymore. And I'm going to show you how this is all going to work. Okay. But in this one, once they get here, we're going to have them deactivate. Okay. So I'm going to show you something here. And this is where this can get a little tricky. So I'm going to show you, let's just save this for a second. These 5 guys, we are going to name. And it's pretty important that we name them. HVT, we'll call it HVT1. We're just going to click on them to make sure we get this. HVT2. Did I name that guy accordingly? Oh. Yeah, see, and they bounce around a bit. HVT1, HVT2, HVT3. And then same here. HVT4. And then this guy, HVT_5. Okay, and we're doing this for a reason. Because what we're going to do is we're going to deactivate this group once all 5 of these guys are dead and the unit approaches this location. Okay, so once our guys, and actually we'll have it be right here. Oh, what the hell just happened there? Why did I do that? I didn't want to do that. Edit. Move that over. There we go. All right. So once our soldiers get here and these 5 units are dead, we're going to have them deactivate. And here's how we're going to do this. So we're going to create a trigger zone. We're going to drop this guy right here. And this is the size of the trigger zone. First thing we're going to do is bring that really small. Even 200 feet is actually a little much for me. So let's take that down to 100 feet. And let's move this up just a bit. Okay. And we're going to call this Vaga HVT. All right. And you can change the colors, etc. as you choose. All right. Now, here's the trick. So we're going to do Vabga extraction deact 1. Okay, this is stage 1 of the deactivation because we're going to do it twice, assuming the mission goes well. All right, and then we're going to go to new, and we're going to go group or part of group inside zone, because you may lose some of them if you decide not to go immortal. So we're going to go part of group in zone, and we're going to find our Vabga extraction. There they are, extraction 1, inside zone. And then now we're also going to do another one. Unit is dead, and this is the 5 units that we named. What's this unit 300? Oh, so there we go. So these are the unit numbers. If you don't put, these are the board numbers. That's what we did. These are my aircraft. That's what that is. And so we're going to find HVT. And then now we can just clone these. Clone to 2, 3. There's 4. And there's 5. Okay, so when our extraction group enters the zone and all 5 of these units are dead, we want to group deactivate Vodka extraction. And we also want, and again, this can be a very generic message, but you guys will get the hint. Message to group UH1, and you can clone this message if you have multiple aircraft in the area, right? So you have your UH1 Hueys in there. Maybe you got some F-18s circling over the area, you know, providing cap, however you wanted to do it, right? You could have this repeat everybody, right? And so we're gonna go just I don't know, blue team entering compound. Okay, so what we just did there is simulated that our guys have gone inside the building. We can no longer see them. And then you can have some audio feedback later on that will, maybe play some sounds of gunfire or just basic radio chatter that you can find on YouTube or something like that. Sort of give that ambient feeling that there's something going on inside the building, right? But so that's how that's all going to play out, all right? So it's pretty simple to do once you start understanding everything. And then what we'll do is we can also do this. Check it out. So because we started this mission on flag 100, let's make this new flag on 101. Okay, and that's going to be important for the next stage of this. And I think I'll go ahead and come back to you guys with the next video on this. One's going to be multiple parts. We're going to really get into things here. Okay.